Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Sayang mabibig, pera sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib ay buhay. Lumang hinirang, tuyang ka ng pag-ibig, sa manlulupig, di ka magsisingin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simon at sa langit mo pagaw, may dinatang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang pisang ng wataran mo'y tanong ay narating, ang bituin na parang lakay at kamay di maghihiling. Lumalang araw ng walang ibang sila, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming hingaya ng pagmay ng langit, namamatay lang dahil sa'yo.
Today, in the world where life is born, there's a struggle that is fought to be welcomed, to be cared for, to be at home. Today, when all life seems bought and used, there's a struggle to belong, to be free and to be a gift to everyone. We call all families, rise up and raise your hands as one. Come show the world the love that bonds all God's children into one. We call all families, share the treasure that's in your hands. What can save us now? What can lead us now? What can make us all be one? Only selfless love. Jesus showed the world that only selfless love can bring 100-fold of fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, homes, where peace and mercy reign, where faith and hope remain, where life begins and ends in God's embrace. Calling all families children into one. We call all families, share the treasure that's in your hands. What can save us now? What can lead us now? What can make us all be one? Only selfless love. Jesus showed the world that only selfless love can bring 100-fold. Our fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, homes, where peace and mercy reign, where faith and hope remain, where life begins and ends in God's embrace. Calling all families, let's make it happen. Calling all families, let's make it happen. Through only selfless love.
Isang mainit na pagbati sa mga pinakatatanging graduates at completers sa school year 2019-2020. Ako ay lubos na natutuwa at nagagalag na matagumpay ninyong narating ang puntong ito ng inyong pagkatuto. Ako ay higit na natutuwa kasama ng inyong mga magulang, mga guro at ang buong komunidad na inyong kinabibilangan sa mapagwaging pagsalubong sa bagong bukas na may kalakip na hamong mas pagbutihin pa ang pagsulong at pagsuong sa buhay. Sa tema sa taong ito, sulong edukalidad, pagtataguyod sa kinabukasan ng bayan. Tayo ay sabay nahahayo at susulong upang maisakatuparan ang pangarap ng bawat isa na maitaguyod ang magandang bukas at makamit ang layunin para sa sarili, para sa komunidad at para sa bayan. Sa panahong ito na tayo ay nahaharap sa malawakang pandemiko na nagbigay takot at bumalot sa mundo ng sakit, huwag nating kalimutang maging positibo, produktibo at proaktibo upang maipagpatuloy ang ating magandang nasimulan sa ating paaralan. Maging resourceful din tayo sa patuloy na paglago ng ating kaalaman. Gamit ang napakaraming pamamaraang maaari nating magamit. Sa ating mga completers at graduates, magkaroon tayo ng matibay na sandigan at paniniwala na magkakaroon tayo ng mas maayos, mas malusog, at mas matibay na bukas na naghihintay sa atin, hindi man tayo sigurado sa kung ano ang hatid ng bukas sa atin. Maging mas matibay sana ang paniniwala natin sa mas maliwanag na bukas. Tulad nga ng winika ng ating mahal na Pangulo Rodrigo Duterte, mahirap ang ating kakaharapin at tatahakin. Pero magtulungan at magkaisa tayong muli. Kasama ang bawat isa, magkapit-bisig at magkapit-balikan, nating tahakin ang daan tungo sa magandang kinabukasan ng ating mahal na bayan. 10 ng buong pampaaralang tanggapan ng Sangay 1 ng Pangasinan, patuloy nating suportahan ang sulong edukalidad. Ipagpatuloy natin ang kultura ng karangalan, kagalingan at kahusayan. Patuloy na ikalat ang mga buto ng dekalidad na edukasyon. Mabuhay ang batch 2020.
Madam, I have the honor to present to you the 19 graduates of Bani Integrated School under the General Academic Strand, 6 males and 13 females, 14 graduates under the TVL Strand, 7 males and 7 females, who satisfactorily completed the K-12 curriculum prescribed by the Department of Education this school year 2019-2020. Madam, for your confirmation. Ma'am, I have the honor to present to you the 99 grade 6 completers of Bani Integrated School who satisfactorily completed the K-12 curriculum prescribed by the Department of Education this school year 2019-2020. Ma'am, for your confirmation.
By the authority vested in me by the school's division superintendent, Dr. Sheila Marie A. Primicias, and acting upon the recommendation of your school head, that you have satisfactorily completed all the requirements as prescribed by the Department of Education, I, Rosie A. Kaasi, Public Schools District Supervisor, accept and confirm you graduates for school year 2019-2020. I therefore confirm upon you all your rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome the Senior High School Graduating Class Batch 2020. Let us start with the academic track on General Academic Strand. Advisor, Miss Marilyn S. Veray. Aquino Russell. Parent, Miss Elaine I. Aquino. Bangod Mark Joseph, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Nixon Namoka. Desalia Michael Robert P. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Roberto Desalia. Gutierrez Jonathan Jr. O. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan Gutierrez. Nasis Ivan S. Parent, Mr. Dennis Nasis. Orteleza James O. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Tony Orteleza. Alcantara Danica May R. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Domingo Alcantara. Ancheta Alicia May. Carolino Princess Diane C. Parent, Miss Emma Collado. Lucero Angel Abigail M. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Alan Lucero. Malayan Sarah May A. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Emilio Malayan. Marino Cristali O. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Lupito Marino. Nasino Noreen Kyle A. Graduated with honors. Parent, Miss Rosemary Espanyol. Olivo Lynette A. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Roger Olivo. Orteleza Lynn O. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Tony Orteleza. Osorio Raincam Lourdes B. Parent, Miss Roosevelt Osorio. Paril Clarissa G. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Paril. Salayon Janica L. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jan Salayon. Sikat Phoebe K. N. Graduated with honors. The daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Kenji Sikat. Okay, let us proceed to the special award. First, Leadership Awards is hereby awarded to Phoebe K. and Sikat SSG Treasurer. Angel Abigail M. Lucero, President of Science Club. Noreen Kyle A. Nasino, Boy Scout of the Philippine Senior Scout Leader. Scouts of the World Award, Angel Abigail M. Lucero, Mark Joseph Tangon, Noreen Kyle Nasino. Advisor, Miss Marilyn S. Veray. Moving on, let us all welcome the graduating class of Technical Vocational Livelihood track on Home Economics Tourism under the advisory of Miss Cherry C. Ancheta. Arellano Jerry Jr. O. graduated with honors. The son of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Arellano. Credo Jason F. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Josefino Credo. Corpus Andre Carl R. graduated with honors. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Carante Corpus. Namon Dexter C. Parents, Mr. Diego Namon. Opulento Calvin J. D. graduated with honors. The son of Mr. Clifford George Opulento. Pastor John Ernie P. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ernesto Pastor. Prado J. Mark L. graduated with honors. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jessie Prado. Kaasi Vanessa Joy T. graduated with honors. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Victor Kaasi. Espanyol Mariel C. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Manuel Espanyol. Mendoza Jecil Angelic L. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jessie Mendoza. Necesito Maria Teresa P. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Eleuterio Necesito. Nino Justine Nicole D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Chenison Nino. Parel Crisanta G. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Parel. Sabarillo Alisa Rose D. graduated with honors. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ernesto Sabarillo. Leadership Award is hereby awarded to Jerry Jr. O. Arellano, SSG President. Alisa Rose D. Sabarillo, SSG Vice President. Andrew Carl R. Corpus, SSG President. Crisanta G. Pareo, Grade 12 Representative. Award for Outstanding Performance in Tour Guiding Services. Andrew Carl R. Corpus. Alisa Rose D. Sabarillo. Jerry Jr. O. Arellano. J. Mark Prado. Award for Outstanding Performance in Front Office Services. Alisa Rose D. Sabarillo. Vanessa Joy T. Kaase. Award for Outstanding Performance in Tourism Promotion Services. Andrew Carl R. Corpus. Alisa Rose D. Sabarillo. Jerry Jr. O. Arellano. Vanessa Joy T. Kaase. J. Mark L. Prado. Crisanta G. Farrell. Calvin J. T. Opulento. Justine Nicole D. Nino. Maria Teresa P. Nisisito, John Ernie P. Pastor. Award for Outstanding Performance in Trouble Services, Andre Carl R. Corpus, Alisa Rose D. Sabarillo, Vanessa Joy T. Kaasi, Crisanta G. Parel. Award for Outstanding Performance in Trouble Services, Calvin J. D. Opolento. Scouts of the World Award, Justin Nicole D. Nino. Under the advisory of Miss Cherry C. Ancheta. To all the graduating class of 2020, congratulations!
Warm greetings to our Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Rosie A. Kaasi, our school principal, Mrs. Nida B. Arizo, who are both very active and supportive in every school in divorce. To our beloved teachers, proud parents, and of course the stars of this event, the graduating class of 2019-2020. And to everyone who are witnessing this historic virtual graduation, a victorious day. To be the voice of the graduating class of 2019-2020 is my great honor. I'd like to make this simple. I try my very best to summarize everything we wanted to say in 4 letters. BAIS. Buhay na alaala sa loob ng 12 taong pamamalagi namin dito sa ating paaralan, saan man kami dalhin ng aming mga paay, kailan may mananatiling nakatatak sa aming mga puso't isipan ang mga alaalang nabuo sa paaralang ito. Who would have forget the surprise quizzes, performance tasks, group activities, first date with crush, terror picture encounter, yung pagkabuo ng grupong iyo. Oops, teka, hindi yun yung iniisip ninyo. It means environmental youth, which is an active group with environmental advocacy. Alam po yan ni na Ma'am Irene and Sir Benji. Can you still remember the Taekwondo Aqua training that we have in Bonino in preparation with the division meet when we were grade 10? Thanks Sir Avenidos, for we've learned a lot from it, which includes self-discipline, time management, and self-defense. And of course, our participation in Regional Technolympics and Singing Pangkabuhayan in Davao, who have taught a lot of experience to our classmates, Andre, Vanessa, Alyssa, and Jerry. Guys, you owe this to our dear PLE teachers and to Mom Cherry. The pageants, cook fest, bazaar, and other school activities have honed our skills too. Buti na lang na-experience natin ang mga ito. Eskwelang mahal, aming babalikan. Pansamantala kaming mamamaalam sa institusyong nag-aruga at umanday sa aming mga kakayahan. We promise to go back at sa muli naming pagbabalik, hawak kamay na namin ang mga pangarap. Si President Jerry ay isang big-time politician. Flight attendant na si Andre. Ang iba naman sa amin ay ulirang guro na. May mga doktor na rin, inhinyero, asyendero, OFWs, nurses, at ang inyong lingkod, isa ng certified public accountant. We promise to do everything we can make these dreams come true. Our dear alma mater, soon you'll be proud of us. Inspirasyon. Sa mga kapatid naming maiiwan sa paaralang ito, harinaway maging inspirasyon kami upang magpatuloy kayong magsikap sa inyong pag-aaral. Higitan ninyo sana ang mga karangalang na iuwi namin. Kayo na sanang bahalang magpatuloy ng mga nasimulan namin. Patuloy kayong mangarap at gumawa ng mga hakbang upang matupad ang mga ito. Maniwala kayo, maraming tao ang gagabay sa inyo. Salamat, walang hanggang pasasalamat ang nais namin ipaabot sa mga taong nagtiwala sa amin, sumama sa aming paglalakbay daan tungo sa tagumpay na ito. Unay, sa Amang Lumikha, sa pagpapala at paggabay sa amin. Salamat sa mga magulang at sa mga tumayong magulang namin, sa lahat ng mga sakripisyo ninyo po sa amin. Mama, Papa, maraming salamat po. Mahal na mahal ko po kayo. To our teachers, our heartfelt thank you. Sa matyagang pagtuturo ninyo, natuto po kaming halagaan ang edukasyon at mangarap para sa sarili namin, sa pamilya at sa bayan. To our SSG advisors, Ma'am Julie Pearl and Ma'am Madel, Taekwondo Master Sir Abinidos, Class Advisor Ma'am Marilyn Biray, to my former advisors and teachers from grade 1 to senior high school, thank you for believing on me. We will never forget you. Congratulations to all of us, and let us fervently pray for everyone's safety during this time of pandemic.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the graduating class of Bani East Integrated School class of 2019-2020, grade 6 fast learners. First, Ancheta Roldan Jr. H., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Roldan Ancheta with honors. Areniego Aldrin O., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Terso Areniego with honors. Balan Cian Andre P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Elesias Balan with honors. Cañeda Jan Lord O., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Juan Cañeda with honors. Carriazo Ray Alfred C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Raimundo Carriazo with honors. Fernandez J. Rose M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky Fernandez with honors. La Rosa Charles Denison R., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Dennis La Rosa with honors. Lumboy Mark Christopher, the son of Mrs. Marie Chris M. Lumboy with honors. Ochabes Jomer Jet A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. John Ochabes with honors. Hortaleza Ethan Matthew D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marvin Hortaleza with honors. William Andre A., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Richard William with honors. Alegre Stephanie Faith A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Alegre with honors. Ambrosio Rica Mariel C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodelito Ambrosio with honors. Calicdan Sofia Nicole S., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Brian Calicdan with honors. Camba Charlene Ann T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Charlie Camba with honors. Castro Maria Christine Janelle T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Jason Castro with honors. Mina Sheila May C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Wilfredo Mina with honors. Namoka Princess Jane B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Namoka with honors. Noquera Ashley I., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Federle Noquera with honors. Olivo Denise C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Danilo Olivo, with honors. Umutong Jessica May T., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. J. Mark Umutong, with honors. Ordonez Danica Andre L., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Junicio Ordonez, with honors. Pangan Julian N., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Palermo Pangan Jr., with honors. Rigaspi Carla Rossi, the daughter of Miss Jenny B. Rigaspi, with honors. Reñedo Tyra Bren O., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Voltaire Reñego, with honors. Salatan Angelica Q., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. John Salatan, with honors. Tulios Julian May O., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alberto Tulios, with honors. Valdez Kim Jehan B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rex Philip Valdez, with honors. Villanueva Jillian Red C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Angelo Villanueva, with honors. At this juncture, may I present to you the graduates of Grade 6 Jacinto, school year 2019-2020. First, Adolfo Giancarlo P., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Florendo Adolfo, with honors. Basila Bruce Wayne E., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Mark Wayne Basila. Bergado Cian Eman Angelo C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ryan J. Bergado. Bermudez Lander M., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Loreto Bermudez Jr. Kabuburak John Neil B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ephraim Kabuburak. Kadlaon Justin J. C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jonard Kadlaon. Conrado Henry C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky Conrado. Credo Lian Joshua B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Romel Credo. Cunanan Christian Carlo O., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Cunanan. Flores J. Arc T., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Eugene Flores. Flores Rafael Joseph G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Romel Flores. Gokong Rolen O., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rogelio Gokong. Ligario Adrian J. D., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Bomi Ligario. Lumboy Gian Carlo C., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Freddy Boy Lumboy. Manalo Zedric N., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Albert Manalo. Mercado Nordan J., the son of Mrs. Normaline S. Mercado. Opolento Kobe Braille B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Brian Opolento. Oxino Rensmond Ali B., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Renante Oxino. Paragas Eduardo Liam G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Eduardo Paragas. Reyes Dennis I, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Luis Cruz Reyes. Romero Adrian S., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ramer Romero. Sarza J.C. G., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Edward Paul Sarza. Shapno Paul Ransley T., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ramil Shapno. Timbol Denver Hermie R., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Eller Timbol. Bunyol Razija May C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Renante Bunyol. Botolan Annabel O., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Pipito Botolan. Kaaya Laika May O., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jody Kaaya. Clabe Hanilin P., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Hannibal Clabe. Dohale Chris Era C., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Christian Dohale. Garcia Irish Catherine G., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rene Garcia. Lucero Michelle Ann A., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Roger Lucero. Navasca Ella Jessie M., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. P.J. Olivo Miranda and Miss Shirley Navasca with honors. Ochale Fiona Yvonne O., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jomar Ochale. Orlando Izer Yoj G., the daughter of Mrs. Joy Ruth G. Orlando. Pakpako Kimberly B., the daughter of Mr. and Miss Rudy Pakpako. Sarmiento Chesga Gwyneth B., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Sarmiento. Sevilla Leslie May F., the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Leo Sevilla.
May I present to you the graduating class of 2019-2020 Grade 6 High. Batnag Ivan Rain Karana. Parents, Mr. Eddie Batnag and Mrs. Teresa Karanay Batnag. Beguas Mark Vincent de Vera, the son of Mr. Romel Beguas and Mrs. Sonia de Vera Beguas. Bermudez Lance Malanum, the son of Mr. Loreto Bermudez and Mrs. Cheryl Bermudez. Bermudez Mark Hill Avasco, the son of Mr. Michael Bermudez and Miss Rona Evasco. Kagang Rodley Els Hua, the son of Mr. Roddy Kagang and Mrs. Leslie Kua Kagang. Credo Mark James Molina, the son of Mr. Marlon Credo and Mrs. Gemma Molina Credo. The Assis Brandon Lee Baldos, the son of Mr. Anthony Patrick De Assis and Mrs. Shirley Baldos De Assis. Donato Michael Jr. Narciso, the son of Mr. Michael Donato and Mrs. Jeneline Narciso Donato. Espinoza Edgar Kenny V. Baliton, the son of Mr. Edgardo Espinoza and Mrs. Rachel Baliton. Galzote Renard J. Bagul, the son of Mr. Renan Galzote and Mrs. Raquel Bagul Galzote. Buba Kent Roland Ambaliza, the son of Mr. Ryan Guba and Mrs. Rita Liza Ambaliza. Lumboy Edmond Balbaloza, the son of Mr. Eduardo Lumboy and Mrs. Cynthia Balbaloza. Nazarita Adrian Salazar, the son of Mr. Edgar Nazarita and Mrs. Jeza Salazar. Oleta Jan Mateo Galzote, the son of Mr. Mario Oleta and Mrs. Melba Galzote. Olivo J. Mar Franco, the son of Mr. Mario Olivo and Lorna Franco. Parel Prince Ian Acid, the son of Mr. Ryan Parel and Mrs. Angeli Acid. Soria Kyle Eman Berzosa, the son of Mr. Emmanuel Soria and Mrs. Corazon Berzosa. Alberto Sahara Ashley Orlino, the daughter of Mr. Randy Alberto and Miss Cherry Orlino. Alcaraz Jessa May Castro, the daughter of Mr. Jesse Alcaraz and Mrs. Liza Castro. Arellano Hazel Gavel, the daughter of Mr. Angelito Arellano and Mrs. Maria Consuelo Gavill. Bautista Geraldine de Guzman, the daughter of Mr. Jan Bautista and Mrs. Dina de Guzman. Carbajal Ella May Baliton, the daughter of Mr. Franco Carbajal and Mrs. Emily Baliton. Katabay Casey Claire Paasa, the daughter of Mr. Wendy Katabay and Mrs. Angelina Paasa. Gatman Mary Jane de Guzman, the daughter of Mr. Reggie Gatman and Mrs. Mary Joy de Guzman. Gintulaga Jenny Rose Cabayao, the daughter of Mr. Rex Gintulaga and Mrs. Christina Cabayao. Liamas Era Nicole Fernandez, the daughter of Mr. Tristan Liamas and Mrs. Winnie Fernandez. Malayan Desiree Aquino, the daughter of Mr. Emilio Malayan and Mrs. Sarah Aquino. Paragas Crystal Joy Roloda, the daughter of Miss Lourdes Paragas. Rivera Lian Rizel de Vera, the daughter of Mr. Alan Rivera and Rosana de Vera. Roselio Cristal Rodriguez, the daughter of Mr. Adriano Roselio and Mrs. Mary Grace Rodriguez. Talanya Maribel Aquino, the daughter of Mr. Wendelito Talanya and Mrs. Marizol Aquino. Teja Kimberly Pacuel, the daughter of Mr. Orlan Teja and Mrs. Marites Paguel. Tizon Charity Valeroso, the daughter of Mr. Norman Tizon and Mrs. Jenny Valeroso.
May I request everybody to please stand for the Pledge of the Graduates. Pledge of the Graduates. We, the graduates of Bani East Integrated School, do hereby solemnly declare that we will remain loyal to our alma mater. We will exhibit the core values advocated by our school and the Department of Education. makadiyos, makabayan, makatao at makabansa. We pledge to our best that whatever we do and wherever we go, we shall faithfully uphold the best of our abilities and the ideals for which the Bani East Integrated School stands: loyalty, cooperation, good fellowship, and good citizenship. Utilize our education in serving our family, the country, and God.
Ma'am, I have the honor to present to you the 141 grade 10 completers of Bani East Integrated School who satisfactorily completed the K-12 curriculum prescribed by the Department of Education this school year 2019-2020. Ma'am, for your confirmation. Ma'am, I have the honor to present to you the 36 kindergarten completers of Bani East Integrated School who satisfactorily completed the K-12 curriculum prescribed by the Department of Education this school year 2019-2020. Ma'am, for your confirmation.
By the authority vested in me by the school's division superintendent, Dr. Sheila Marie A. Primicias, and acting upon the recommendation of your school head that you have successfully completed all the requirements as prescribed by the Department of Education, I, Rosie A. Kaasi, Public Schools District Supervisor, accept and proclaim you completers for school year 2019-2020. Congratulations!
Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome the Junior High School Completers Batch 2020. Let us start with the grade 10 amethyst under the advisory of Miss Eileen B. Cortez. Danielle Christopher Emma B. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Mark Ryan T. Aniel Jr. Baliton Carl Angelo T. Contact awardee. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Eduardo C. Baliton Jr. Astrenzi Tarel A. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Normandy T. Castrense. Katabay Raymond C. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Teddy R. Katabay. Katabay Rumel L. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Rogelio I. Katabay. Katabay Victor Luigi T. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Victor C. Katabay. Cave Kurt Aladdin G. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Alano M. Cave. Corpus Christian D. With the honors. Conduct awardee. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Danielle C. Corpus Jr. Corpus Christopher D. With the honors. Conduct awardee. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Danielle C. Corpus Jr. Corpus J. Mark A. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Jesus B. Corpus. Dasalia Roland Joshua Chen. With honors. Contact awardee. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Rolando B. Dasalia. Rivera John Lester O. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Antonio C. Rivera. Ebreo Sherwin M. With honors. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Robert A. Ebreo. Fabunan Chen Lewis B. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. William A. Fabunan. Makashab Bernardo Jose M. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Reynaldo C. Makashab. Namoka Justin Francis O. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Billy S. Namoka. Namoka Vanson O. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Billy S. Namoka. Davis James C. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Randy N. Naipes. Neves Michael Angelo R. Parent, Miss Cherry Lane Olivera. Optinalia John Michael C. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Sandra D. Optinalia. Padilla Credit Paul Clarence O. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Redentor and Padilla. Pius Jerome B. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Joel C. Pius. Rossetti Von Mark O. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Romeo R. Rossetti Jr. Soria Margaret T. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Michael P. Soria. Taha Gabriel P. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Orland O. Taha. Alejo Dia Irene T. Distinction. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jessie F. Alejo. Ambrosio Rainami C. Distinction. With high honors. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Rodelito L. Ambrosio. Batigan Kimberly C. With honors. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Virgilio B. Batigan. Kamba Shekinah P. With honors. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Billy G. Kamba. Parsola Precious May L. With honors. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Reynald C. Parsola. Katabay Audrey Faith M. With honors. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Maxon A. Katabay. Corpus Myla Joy M. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Ronin O. Corpus. Ventes Nympha S. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Rogelio C. Ventes. Rivera Jamea Grace L. Parent, Mr. Maximo C. Tavera. Vidano Bernadette F. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Lorenzo Q. Degano Jr. Espiritu Micaela P. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Carlito T. Espiritu. Francia Rochelle T. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ronald T. Francia. Lazaro Cruz May M. With honors. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Renato C. Nazaro. Ocampo Elena Marie Chi. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Neil T. Ocampo. Olivo Danielle C. With honors. Contact our D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Danilo A. Olivo. Antimara Efrenalin P. Contact our D. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Efren B. Antimara. Aurora Maria Christine C. Contact our D. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Rodel R. Aurora. Aurelia Princess Joy C. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Mauro G. Aurelia. Aurelia Riza May C. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Roderick O. Aurelia. Aurelia Zara May C. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Henry R. Aurelio Jr. Pagador Rachel R. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Rafael F. Pagador. Pioquinto Gary Lloydel Villa. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Danilo L. Pioquinto. Kirai Antoinette A. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Antonio C. Kirai. Rivera Johnny G. Parent, Mr. and Mrs. Ramil S. Arcola. Takla Daphne Rose R. Distinction with honors. Conduct RAT. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ronelo B. Takla.
These are the grade 10 Pearl completers under the advisory of Mr. Benji Q. Palingayan. Michelle Marie C. Ambrosio with honors. Proud parents are Mr. Edgar O. Ambrosio and Mrs. Marisa C. Camba. Jaila Keith O. Bartizo with honors. Parents, we have Tito U. Bartizo Jr. and Jojelly V. Artorilla. Judeline D. Bautista. Parents, John P. Bautista and Dina P. De Guzman. Christine O. Calixtro. Parents, Cristobal C. Calixtro and Edita P. Otrea. Justin Ira C. Castanero with honors. Parents, Jonard F. Castanero and Rafael C. Camba. Rosalyn P. Cave. Parents, Rolando O. Cave and Shema R. Pistol. Micah Jane Credo with honors. Parents, Mrs. Marisol G. Credo. Princess Sheila May B. De Vicente with honors. Proud parents are Mr. Rene F. De Vicente and Mrs. Princess Gerveline N. Balma. Bega Jean F. Galzote, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Hermento P. Galzote Jr. Jamaica A. Garcia. Parents are Mr. Jovenil O. Garcia and Mrs. Melinda S. Acosta. Lindell T. Mendoza. Parents, Dominico A. Mendoza and Lynn T. Tanael. Teresa O. Ugyan. Parents, Rogelio F. Ugyan and Tessie S. Aquaman. Mary Chen D. Orsoa with honors. Parents, Oliver T. Orsoa and Rena Marie B. T. Damasco. Russell Ann C. Aurelia. Parents, Roderick O. Aurelia and Nerma D. Katabay. Chesa B. Payas with honors. Proud parents are Mr. Hernando D. Payas and Basilisa R. Duterte. Cassandra Cristina Rabanal. Parents, Sharon R. Rabanal. Kyla D. Rivera. Parents, Alan L. Rivera and Rosana C. De Vera. Jocelyn L. Salayon, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. John R. Salayon. Ronilyn P. Soriao. Parents are Mr. Jeronimo G. Soriao Jr. and Cherry G. Puto. Crystalline C. Subido. Parents, we have Mr. Crisanto C. Subido and Rodelyn T. Capitan. Althea May C. Valdez. Parents, Larry O. Valdez and Mirasol C. Conte. John Kyle E. Antonio. Parents are Mr. Jenner P. Antonio and Kathy Ann C. Enrique. John Michael R. Bautista. Parents, Christopher R. Bautista and Mariel P. Robles. Ignacio Jose M. Cadlaon. Proud parents are Mr. Jose G. Cadlaon and Helen M. Moral. Chevy M. Castañares. Parents, Zenny Notarte. Anthony P. Katabay. Parents, Mr. Marlito C. Katabay and Monica D. Pantaleon. Erwi T. de Velez. Parents Ernesto D. Velez Jr. and Rochelle M. Tani. Jonard C. Degano with honors. Proud parents are Mr. Jeffrey R. Degano and Rita D. Clave. John Mark C. Espanueva. Proud parents are Johnny C. Espanueva and Maricel C. Katapay. Mark Christine T. Flores, the son of Mr. Eugene C. Flores and Maria Christine N. Terrejo. Kim Andre C. Gaudia with honors. Parents Ronnie Gaudia and Sally S. Carpo. Emercan Olivo, the parent Maria Virgie D. Olivo. Rins Kent Lourdes B. Osorio. Lawrence C. Osorio are the parents together with Miss Rosebell S. Balan. Norwell Joe L. Piedad. Parents Willie O. Piedad and Nora N. Lorenzana. Carl Vincent C. Kiray. Parents are Mr. Bernard N. Kiray and Jenaline T. Cañas. Brian L. Kitazol. Parents are Orlando Kitazol and Marivic Lonosa. Megan R. Sagon. Parents are Isagani T. Sagon and Elizabeth C. Morelos. Michael T. Soria Jr., the son of Mr. Michael P. Soria Sr. and Marites I. Tumula. John Kyle O. Subido with honors. Parents, we have Mr. Wilfredo C. Subido and Besame B. Ocampo. Hanikar A. Tanopo. Parents, Reynaldo V. Tanopo and Norilyn A. Ariola. Mark Andy M. Tanopo, the son of Mr. Amorando V. Tanopo Jr. and Mrs. Hemelin P. Mateo. Mike Angelo M. Tapil. Parents, Urha C. Mendoza. Raymond R. Timanel. Parents, Ricky A. Timanel and Mona Lisa C. Regonay. Chedef Nico O. Valdez. Parents, Federico P. Valdez and Evelyn C. Ochoada. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the grade 10 Ruby completers under the advisory of Mr. Jimmy Castellano Jr. Starting off with Denver Mark H. Ancheta. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Roldan Ancheta. Christian Dave O. Araniago. Conduct Awardee. Parents, we have Mr. and Mrs. Terso M. Araniago. Jomar V. Bernabe. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. Jojo Bernabe. John Andre C. Borrego. Conduct Awardee. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. Mark Lester C. Borrego. January E. Cablao with honors. Proud parents are Mr. and Mrs. Amado D. Cablao. Christian B. Camarillo. Parents, we have Mr. and Mrs. Noel A. Camarillo. Herman John C. Camba, Conduct Awardee. The son of Mrs. Baby Jane C. Camba. Johnville Russell B. Carbajal. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. Franco N. Carbajal. James Jerome O. Celino with honors and at the same time Conduct Awardee. Parents, we have Mr. and Mrs. Romel Celino. Christian Ryle D. Colio, Conduct Awardee. Guardian, we have Mr. Christopher Bilog. Ramil Ace B. Credo. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. Romiel Credo. Joros G. Gagarin, Conduct Awardee. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. J. Rose C. Gagarin. Kyle Vincent O. Liamas. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Limuel A. Liamas. Justin Paul C. Namoka, Conduct Awardee. The proud son of Mr. and Mrs. Manny N. Namoka. Paul Anthony O. Navasca. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Francis N. Navasca. Jenson Z. Nunez, Mr. and Mrs. Alan Nunez are the parents. Jenson C. Nunez. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Alan Nunez. Aluben C. of Tenario. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. Alonso II F. of Tenario. Adrian D. Pagunuran. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Conrado P. Pagunuran. John Mark O. Rosario, Conduct Awardee. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Oscar G. Rosario. Francis Ace O. Tanoco. The parents are Mr. and Mrs. Rolando V. Tanoco. Nigel Christian L. Tesoro, with honors, Conduct Awardee. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ernie Tesoro. Angel May D. Amigable, Conduct Awardee. The parents are Mr. and Mrs. Leo N. Amigable. Ara M. Buniel. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. Ramir D. Buniel. Maris C. Kaakbay, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Riste B. Kaakbay. Anarea M. Kamba, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Charlie C. Kamba. Anarea M. Kamba. The parents are Mr. and Mrs. Charlie C. Kamba. Eloisa Grace B. Katabay, Conduct Awardee. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Armando O. Katabay. Christine Gretel S. Cave, with honors, Conduct Awardee. Parents, we have Mr. and Mrs. Onofre Cave Jr. Milky May N. Custodio. We have Mr. and Mrs. Dominador O. Custodio as her parents. Jasmine Fos de Guzman. Parent, Miss Rachel B. de Guzman. Mia Erica C. Espanyol. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Manuel F. Espanyol. Fabicate Evangelista, with honors, Conduct Awardee. Parents, Miss Christy C. Evangelista. Jonalyn T. Francia. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ronald D. Francia. Rowan Shane C. Galzote, Conduct Awardee. Parents, we have Mr. and Mrs. Roel C. Galzote. Marinel D. Garcia. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Venier D. Garcia. Jeneline Gomez, the proud daughter of Miss Joanne O. Gomez. Christine Ignacio, Conduct Awardee, the daughter of Miss Geraldine Ignacio. Eliza Marie A. Loretta, with honors, Conduct Awardee. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Steve S. Loretta. Erica May C. Lumboy. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Frederick M. Lumboy. Camille O. Mercado. The parents are Mr. and Mrs. Mario J. Mercado. Princess Ruby T. Nanay, Conduct Awardee. Parents are Mr. and Mrs. Virgilio M. Nanay. Meryl Kate D. Ortaleza, with honors, Conduct Awardee. The parents are Mr. and Mrs. Marvin Ortaleza. Felicity N. Peralta, Conduct Awardee. Parents, Mr. Noel L. Peralta. Geraldine C. Kitazol. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Kitazol. Christine Kate A. Rosette, with honors, Conduct Awardee, Best in Mathematics. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Rosette. Ivis C. Santos, with honors, Conduct Awardee.
Greetings to the school principal, teachers, their parents and guardians, and to batch 2019-2020. Despite of the pandemic, we got this chance to celebrate our moving up through online. I am taking this chance to say thank you to everyone who made me what I am and who I am today. First and foremost, I thank God for the overflowing blessings He has given me. He is the giver of my wisdom and strength, and I wouldn't be able to make it to the top without Him. Next, my beloved parents, my papa and my mama. I am so blessed and grateful for having me. You never failed to make me feel loved, and thank you for all the support and care. To my family, thank you for being there to guide me and to remind me about values of life. To all parents, in behalf of Batch 2019-2020, from the bottom of our hearts, we want to say thank you. Thank you so much. You've been there in our journey, and you were the main reason why we want to be successful someday. To my 10th grade advisor, Mrs. Arlene Batalla Cortez, Mom, and to our dearest teachers, Sir, Mom, we thank you for molding our minds. Thank you for your dedication to your profession, giving us proper knowledge that we may use in decision making, choosing what is right and opens opportunities for us. We salute you for a very great job. And in behalf of my batch, we thank you for the efforts, love, and treatment of a parent. We will never forget you. My SSG advisor and fellow SSG officers, thank you for the memories and meetings we shared, and for making me realize the true meaning of a leader. To my classmates, grade 10 Amethyst, thank you for a memorable year. I am grateful for having you classmates. My classmates who love to turn a simple reporting into a heated debate. As a 10th grade students, we experience a lot. The brutal truth in life is that we will always experience heartaches, just like getting low grades, losing friends, getting low marks on tests, judgments, failures, or being left behind. These are the truths to swallow. But despite of those, we shouldn't lose hope. Instead, we must be stronger and we must study more. Life is hard, but you don't have to be hard on yourself. Just like math problems, it is complicated, isn't it? But every math problems have its formula, so you can find the solution and find the answer. I just want to say that every problems have a solution, even though how complicated it is. Just always be positive and never give up. Kneel down, pray, and have faith to God. I am blessed for having my classmates, my friends with different attitudes and personality who will wholeheartedly help each other. I owe you a lot, guys. To Section Ruby and Pearl, my batchmates and our friends since then, I hope in life that we will accomplish our dreams. I'll keep and treasure our friendships, and we'll see each other again. My friends, I will miss the moments of us. In times of troubles, you are there. You are there holding me, and you always make me laugh. Thank you for your support. Thank you for making me happy. We made a lot of memories together. Inside our school, I will miss those happy and sad moments of us. In our next journey, I know that we will take different paths. We will step forward and turn to different ways. I know we will not be together in our next journey. And so, I will pray to God that God will guide and bless us in our next journey. I know we will win the next battles that we will face. Continue to fight for your dreams. I will never forget you, my dear classmates and friends. And lastly, I would like to share with you my favorite verses in the Bible. Psalms 37 verse 4. Delight yourself in the Lord and He will give you the desires of your heart. And Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. To God be the glory and honor and praises. Amen. Now we're moving up to senior high school. Congratulations and God bless us all.
Our Municipal Mayor, Honorable Gwen Palafox Yamamoto, our Barangay Captain, Punong Barangay Erwin Carolino, our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Sheila Marie A. Primicias, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Marilu N. Cardenas, our Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Rosie A. Kaasi, parents, the candidates of graduation, visitors, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The task of closing a program is not that easy, for the reason that it ends the hour of being together. It also marks the parting of each and every one of us here present today. Though I still wanted you to stay, I know you are all now excited to celebrate. I will not say much, but I am hoping that you will lend me your ears. It was November 18, 2019 when I arrived at Bani East Integrated School as the new school head. I was happy and grateful. You know why? I would be serving my beloved alma mater, the Bani East Integrated School, or formerly the Bani East Central School. Given the chance, though short, only for 6 months and 20 days, or 202 days to be exact, I can say I have done a little. To mention a few, the school was provided with a language or speech laboratory through our good governor, Honorable Amado Espino III. This provides an avenue for the students to improve the way they pronounce the words and be corrected by the teacher whenever necessary. Another, I launched Adapt a Classroom program anchored on Adopt a School program of the Department of Education. This aims to invite alumni by batch and family to adopt a classroom of their choice. This batch or family will improve the classroom in terms of providing equipment and materials needed by the teacher. I approached Beck's batch 1985 for the initial implementation, and gladly this batch responded positively. One grade 6 class was provided with a 42-inch smart television, 4x8 corkboard, a garden set, and computer ink. With regards on the physical aspect, the school ground and waste management had improved. The water system was rehabilitated as well as the hand washing facilities. The school canteen's kitchen or the cooking area had started its renovation. The fence on the eastern part was constructed using salvaged galvanized iron sheets. Lastly, the administrative building where we can see the school's principal's office and the division sub office have been improved. With these few achievements, I know it will bring great contribution to today's success and some years to come. Thank you for those who extended their support during my short stay in this school. You are all part of these achievements. Graduates, it is my sincere hope that you will always remember and cherish your experiences from Bani East Integrated School. I am confident that you have the knowledge and skills to thrive in your lives, and that leads me to my final piece of advice. Have and keep a positive attitude. I know you have the knowledge, and that will increase as you journey towards another path. You also have the skills and will. Continue to develop it with the disciplines that you have been instilled in you by this great institution.
I know you all have the heart, confidence, and courage to face life's challenges as you build your world. Brighten the lives of those around you and give back to your communities. But if you will not have a positive attitude, it will hinder your success. There is this quote that says, "A bad attitude is like a flat tire. If you don't change it, you will never get anywhere." So if you want to go somewhere or anywhere, have a positive attitude. When you truly have a positive attitude, you capture that energy of what can be accomplished. You become a willing participant. You try things. You do things. You learn every step of the way. You become action-oriented individual. And your failures even become valuable experiences. If you have a positive attitude, kahit madapa kayo, hindi kayo susuko. Tatayo at tatayo kayo agad at patuloy na lalaban. And so now, my dear graduates, I ask you to thoroughly examine your attitude, to make it positive, and to go forth and make your mark on this world. But I have one request. We are not finished with each other today. This is not goodbye. Continue to be involved in the success of this institution, your alma mater. Advise your younger friends and siblings about the importance of education and of learning. And remember that you are always part of the BEIS family. I wish each of you well on your future endeavors. I will cherish the time we have spent together and will fondly remember the old days. I will look forward to watching you excel in your future and hope that we can stay in touch. I'm glad to have had the opportunity to share this momentous time with you. Again, thanks to all those who in one way or another contributed in this another success of Bani East Integrated School. To you, my dear graduates, and to the proud parents, in behalf of the Bani East Integrated School, may the force be with you. Congratulations! God bless and mabuhay kayong lahat!